Today's lesson, SOL 6.1, are on ratios. And if you remember we did this way back the end of August, early September, a ratio is a comparison of any two quantities. A comparison of any two quantities. And quantities, remember, are numbers. It's the amount of something that you have. That will always be represented with a number. So a ratio, a comparison of any two quantities. And a quantity is an amount. If you want to highlight this, so that's what stands off the page. And ratios, if you remember, can be written in three different forms. We can write them with a fraction. So let's assume it was fraction, so the first thing you were comparing would be on top, so like A over B, or we could even do it the sideways fraction, but we're comparing A and B. The two things we are comparing can be written as a fraction. We can write them with a colon. A colon are the two dots in the middle. Or we can write them with the word 2. A, 2B. And the thing is, now every once in a while on a test they're not simplified, but the majority of time your answers are always going to be simplified. So if you get in the habit of simplifying, you will be better off. So remember, always simplify your answer. If they have it unsimplified, then you're good, but like I said, 99% of the time you're going to need to have your answer simplified. So a comparison of any two quantities. Now let's look at these two examples together. Example number 1. Joseph has 10 coins in his pocket. He has 4 dimes, 2 quarters, and 2 nickels. What is the ratio of quarters to dimes? Be very careful. I know my strategy that we always discussed in class was to underline, circle the word 2, and then underline so you know exactly what it is asking you to compare. And in this case, we're asked to compare quarters to dimes, and that order matters. Doesn't matter what order it is in our sentence, the order that it asks for is what matters. So if we read, we have 2 quarters compared to 4 dimes. So I'm going to go ahead and write that as a fraction. It's easier for me to see simplifying as a fraction. And when I write it as a fraction, my eyes can easily see that I need to simplify by 2's because I can divide both of these numbers by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my ratio is 1 quarter to 2 dimes. 1 to 2, we could write it 1 to 2. You could write it with the colon, 1 to 2. So we need to know the ratio and how to write these. The next example. If the ratio of pizza to sodas is 4 to 3, which of the following shows the possible number of pizzas and sodas that Noah has? So I'm going to go back up here. If it says the ratio of pizza to sodas is 4 to 3, that tells me that there's 4 pizzas to every 3 sodas. So if I go down here and look, well, 4 to 3 isn't listed anywhere here. But I need to make ratios out of this information and see, when I simplify it, which one of these will simplify to 4 to 3. So I'm going to start with A. 12, 6. Well, I have 12 pizzas, 6 sodas. I have to make sure they're in the correct order as what it asks. I can simplify this. There's multiple things. We can do it by 2's, 3's, 6's. I'm going to go with the largest one of 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 6 divided by 6 is 1. So when it's simplified, it did not simplify to 4 to 3. So I know A cannot be an answer choice. Well, if you're kind of thinking ahead, we know that if 12 becomes a 2 and 6 becomes a 1, it doesn't matter what order they're in. Right here, still, not going to cut it. So let's look at this next one. 18 sodas, 24 pizzas. Well, we have 24 pizzas, 18 sodas. That works. Let's see, what can we divide by? We can divide by 2s, 3s, 2s, 3s, 6s. I'm going to go with my 6s again. And that would give me 4 over 3. So that one does work. And I'm looking ahead and I realize I made a mistake. D would also work, because if you put 24 pizzas over 18 sodas, it would once again still work. So that'll be okay. We'll go ahead. You can choose either answer. They both, if you simplified correctly, would give us 4 over 3. So either one of those I will accept. You are ready to go ahead and complete your practice activities.